Welcome to session TUT 1155, SUSE Liberty Linux. Today we'll introduce you to SUSE Liberty Linux. We'll provide a quick overview of what it is. Roberto will take you through a short demo. We'll talk a bit about customer successes with Liberty. And we'll end with a few resources that you can use to learn more about Liberty Linux. But before we actually get started, let me introduce myself. I'm Stacey Miller, and I'm on the product marketing team. And with me today is Roberto Isidoro. And before we jump into Liberty Linux, let's talk about some of the challenges you might be facing. Businesses today are incredibly complex. IT is running workloads on premises, in the cloud, in multiple clouds, and even on the edge. And let's face it, some workloads are optimized to run on specific operating systems. And that's why we're seeing more and more companies run a mixed Linux environment. Because of this, they are most likely working with multiple vendors for support services and maintenance. This can become very costly, not only financially, but also from an IT management perspective. And finally, some open source vendors are suggesting a single vendor solution stack. This means that while they say they are open, they're really trying to keep their customers into a single solution stack, which of course might be great for them, but may not be what the customer needs. So for all these reasons, SUSE brought out SUSE Liberty Linux. SUSE Liberty Linux addresses these challenges head on and is perfect for customers who are dependent on CentOS. So you may know that Red Hat discontinued support of CentOS 8 in December. And they will actually stop releasing maintenance for CentOS 7 in 2024. This means that you no longer have a stable platform because the code will continue to diverge. You'll have to choose to go with Red Hat's new CentOS Stream, which I'm not sure is really a stable platform, move to another CentOS clone, move to Red Hat Enterprise Linux and pay the cost, or come to SUSE. Or you might find yourself running multiple mixed Linux environments today, and you want to make sure that your Linux landscape is stable, secure, and supported. Or finally, you might be looking to simplify your IT landscape. Like we said, things are getting very, very complex. The combination of SUSE Liberty and SUSE Manager provides a stable and safe environment for you and ensures that your systems remain secure. So with all that being said, SUSE Liberty Linux is a new technology and support offering that provides customers a unified support experience for managing their heterogeneous IT environments. So what makes up Liberty Linux? First of all, SUSE Liberty provides enterprise-grade support for SLES, RHEL, and CentOS. It provides you with a simplified customer experience. That means you have one number for support and one team to support you for your entire mixed Linux environment. SUSE provides the broadest range of support, including 24/7 by 365 follow the sun local language support, business critical SLAs, and ongoing communication from problem identification to resolution. So it's not a surprise that SUSE Linux support consistently receives a more than 90% customer satisfaction rating. Because really, with SUSE, you're in safe hands. The second reason is that SUSE Liberty ensures the customer receives a fully compatible updates that minimize disruption. That means that the updates are fully compatible not only on the source code level, but also on the binary level with CentOS and RHEL, including testing to ensure the integrity of the kernel application binary interface. SUSE will release regularly binary compatible security patches and maintenance updates, so you can be sure that your systems are up to date, secure, highly available, have resilient storage, and they have bulletproof load balancing. And because there's no migration, you'll have zero disruption. Your applications and workloads will continue to run without needing recertification. And finally, SUSE Liberty works with SUSE Manager to give customers a simplified IT management platform. Streamline your Linux OS operations from the core to the cloud to the edge. You can operate securely and audit your entire Linux infrastructure from a single console. Reduce your complexity and regain control of IT assets by automating software updates and patches for your whole systems, or even just for individual packages. And you can drive efficiencies by shifting routine work away from your IT staff and integrating smart automation, because we know that cyber attacks love it when you do manual patching. But let's be clear. Let's be clear about what SUSE Liberty Linux supports and what it does not. When you subscribe to SUSE Liberty Linux, you automatically get support for SUSE, RHEL, and CentOS. And upon request, you can get support for Oracle Linux and Scientific Linux. And as you can see on the right, there's some details behind that. Liberty will cover version 6, 7, and 8 of RHEL and CentOS. And when RHEL 9 comes out, we will look at supporting RHEL 9. But please note that Liberty will cover only the most recent minor versions of each major supported release. So we've talked a lot about SUSE Manager and why it's important. And it really is an important piece to your SUSE Liberty puzzle. While it's a separate solution, it is a true open source infrastructure management solution that's designed to simplify management and monitoring of your entire mixed Linux estate, wherever it's located. If SUSE Manager can see the workload, it can manage it. SUSE Manager will help keep your system secure and compliant with even more automation. It provides automation and management at any scale, from 10 clients to over 1 million clients, all with centralized control and reporting from a single console. And SUSE Manager will manage any Linux distro anywhere. But let's be clear. While SUSE Manager manages all the distros listed, SUSE Liberty only manages RHEL and CentOS. And let's step back a little bit and let's talk a little bit about SUSE as a company. At the heart of our strategy is our leadership in the two most important technologies providing digital transformation, and that is Linux and Kubernetes. When it comes to running all your workloads, one size Linux OS does not fit all. And that's why SUSE has purpose-built Linux for the edge with Sling Micro, for SLUS for SAP with SLUS for SAP applications, and for highly available systems with SLE HA. SUSE Manager provides a single platform for managing all of those Linux operating systems, wherever they're located. And the same holds true for Kubernetes. SUSE offers the industry's only container management platform that provides full management of all Kubernetes distributions, whether you imagine one cluster or a million clusters. Together, our industry-leading Linux OS and Kubernetes management technologies gives you the power to address all of today's business challenges and gives you the flexibility to adapt your strategy to address tomorrow's challenges as they evolve. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Roberto so he can provide that demo that we've been talking about.
Hello, thank you, Stacey, for your presentation. So let me introduce myself. I'm Roberto Isidoro. I'm sales engineer based in Iberia. So today in this demo, I would like to show you the integration between our SUSE manager and the different Linux distributions that are in the market as SLS and SUSE Liberty. So the first of all, I would like to show you the login itself. So we can connect SUSE Manager through our LDAP or Active Directory or whatever authentication provider that we have in our company. So here at the left, you have all the options that you have in SUSE Manager, but we are not going deep in that. So we will go to the system. As you can see here, we have all our system that are connected through SUSE Manager. So as you can see, we have CentOS, Amazon Linux, /15, SUSE Liberty 8, that is the Red Hat 8 version. And as you can see, we can check the patches and all the RPMs that have to be updated through SUSE Manager. So as you can see, here we have a /15 SP3. So you have all the information about the packages, this virtualizer node, the modules that are connected, the repos, all this stuff that we are not going in deep in that demo. But the good point is that we can check in the history when we apply the patches. As you can see here, we apply 12 patches and goes perfect. And we have also the information about what patches we apply. But the good point is that from SUSE Manager we can select, for example, here our CentOS 7 that are 14 packages that have to be updated. We can check the patches that are affecting this VM, and we also can go through for example, Red Hat 8, and as we can see, this system is up to date because we apply some updated time ago. Okay, so what we can do from the SUSE Manager is we can select all the systems that we want to upgrade, for example, and now as you can see here, we have the 3 systems selected, and we can do it at the same time or schedule all the packages. So we can upgrade, install, or remove packages, or schedule apply. So we are gonna upgrade all the system. We wanna select all the patches, and once we have all the packages selected, we can upgrade and add to a earliest action or schedule in a different day or time frame. So we are gonna put it in the next action. So here we are gonna only wait to apply these patches, but the same thing that we are doing here with these 3 systems, we can do it manually in one system. So as you can prefer, as you can choose, you can select any of these system, and we can apply the patches as the same as we are applying patches to our SLS operating system. Only to let you know, so we also have the content lifecycle manager to manage when the patches comes to the operating system, and the configuration management that we are capable to standardize the configuration of all of these systems and apply the same configuration to any of these VMs. So if we go, for example, to this VM, if we go to events, we can check that we upload the packages and the system now is up to date. So here there are some patches applied, RPMs installed, but it's not finished. So when they finish, we will see as the same that we are checking here with Amazon or with Red Hat, that the system is already updated, and if we need to schedule a reboot, we can schedule here from SUSE Manager. So that's all from my side. So thank you so much, and I will let you all again with Stacey. Thank you. See you.
Thanks, Roberto. That was great. Now let's talk about some customer successes with Liberty. The first one I want to talk about is LOT Airlines. LOT is the flagship carrier for Poland, so they are kind of a big deal. They needed to scale up since they were going through exponential growth, but at the same time, like many of you, they were asked to keep their costs under control. And they had a large, complex management model. So they came to SUSE for help. And the SUSE team was fantastic. At the end of the engagement, LOT was able to address their security concerns with SUSE Manager. They were able to increase flexibility with unlimited VMs with SLUS. And they were able to address their expenses by reducing their total cost of ownership by 30%. This next one is a US government organization. They had a long-standing relationship with Red Hat, but it was starting to sour a little bit, especially with IBM's acquisition of Red Hat. It just didn't help. They started to talk to SUSE around the time of their Red Hat renewal, when Red Hat might be wanting to get more money out of them. SUSE was able to address all their needs with SUSE Liberty, and at the same time provide them with significant cost savings. The best part? They saw SUSE as a trusted partner who was strategic to their growth. And the final customer I want to talk about is this energy company that was growing tired of their Red Hat subscriptions. Cost was just becoming a problem. Their subscription cost was increasing year over year after year after year. Fortunately, there was a SUSE advocate inside the company who was able to convince their boss to talk to SUSE. After that conversation, things changed. They became a SUSE shop, and with Liberty, they were able to gain flexibility, use the open source tools that they chose without fear of vendor lock-in, and realize a significant cost savings of more than 50%. And the best part of this engagement is that this company is now well positioned for growth and scale. And to end our presentation, I just wanted to point you to some resources where you can learn more about SUSE Liberty, including the announcement, the product page, and the quick start guide. And with that, I'd like to say thank you. Please contact us with any questions, and please enjoy the rest of SUSECON.